Have you ever felt like age is slowing you down, draining your energy, or clouding your mind, and wondered if it's just how life has to be? I'm 90 years old, walking better than many half my age, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I'll share the 6 simple, science-backed vitamins that transformed my body, sharpened my mind, and reignited my zest for life. Stick around until the end, because the last vitamin didn't just change how I move, it woke up my entire outlook, and it could do the same for you. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. I'm no doctor, but I've lived something real, and I want to pass it on with the same hope it was shared with me. This isn't about miracles, it's about science, consistency, and a desire to live better. Stick around, because the last vitamin didn't just strengthen my body, it woke up my mind. It changed how I talk to myself, how I think, and how I step out each morning. Now I ask you, how old are you? Where are you tuning in from today? I'd love to hear in the comments. Let's dive in. Before I get to the 6 vitamins that turned my life around, let's clear up something important. Past 70, the body doesn't work like it used to. It's not a tragedy, it's just reality. Accepting it isn't giving up, it's preparing. At this age, even if you eat well or stay active, something shifts inside. Your body starts absorbing fewer nutrients. What you once got from food slips away more easily. The immune system slows down, not fighting off viruses or infections like before. Muscles weaken, appetite might fade, and that vital spark that got you out of bed with enthusiasm dims a little each day. Here's the issue. Many think this is just aging, that feeling weak, slow, or foggy is inevitable. But that's not always true. Often, what feels like natural decline is just a sign your body's missing something. A vitamin, a mineral, a boost it's not getting from food anymore, either because it's not absorbing well or because even a healthy diet doesn't cut it anymore. A doctor put it in a way I'll never forget. Most older adults have at least 3 major nutritional deficiencies and don't even know it. That hit me hard. It's not about dieting or popping pills, it's about figuring out what your body needs and giving it. For me, I used to wake up feeling like I hadn't slept. My legs ached, my mind was cloudy, and I thought, this is just how it'll be now. But it didn't have to be. The first vitamin I'll tell you about was like flipping a switch. The first step that brought back my energy and hope. Let's get to it. The first vitamin is vitamin D. Some call it the sunshine vitamin, but to me, it's more than that. It's the vitamin that holds up your bones and your mood. Vitamin D works quietly but powerfully. It helps lock calcium into your bones, keeps your immune system strong, and, less known, it directly affects your mood. Yes, you heard that right. It's no coincidence that many older folks who stay indoors a lot start feeling sadder or down. It's not always loneliness or depression. Sometimes it's just a deep lack of vitamin D. When you're low on it, bones get brittle, fracture risk climbs, unexplained muscle pain pops up, and worst of all, energy tanks. Let me tell you about Mary, my 85-year-old neighbor, a cheerful woman who'd greet you with a smile even when she was hurting. But over 2 years, she had 3 fractures, wrist, hip, and recently her ankle, all from silly falls, like tripping on a rug. Her doctor finally ordered a blood test, and it was clear. She had a severe vitamin D deficiency. Mary wasn't avoiding the sun because she didn't like it, she just said she had nowhere to go. She spent her days inside watching TV. Her meals were light, and she'd never taken supplements. Now, after starting vitamin D under her doctor's care and spending 10 minutes each morning on her porch in the sun, Mary hasn't had another fracture. She says she feels more awake, in a better mood, and even sleeps better. That's no fluke. Studies show over 70% of adults over 70 have a vitamin D deficiency and don't know it. How do you get it? The best way is sunlight. 10 to 15 minutes a day on your arms or legs without sunscreen kickstarts production in your skin. But that's not always easy. Whether aging skin or lifestyle can make it tough. That's why many doctors suggest supplements, always under supervision, since too much can harm you. You can also get it from fortified foods, milk, yogurt, cereals, or fish like salmon or sardines. Vitamin D was the first I added, and though the change wasn't instant, after a few weeks, I noticed something. My legs didn't shake when I stood. My mind felt clearer, and my mood lifted. That's why I start with it. Sometimes the first ray of light comes from within. Now, let's talk about the second vitamin. It didn't just give me energy, it gave me mental clarity. Vitamin B12. Many know it as the energy vitamin, but it does way more than fight fatigue. B12 is vital for your nervous system, keeping brain connections sharp, muscles responsive, and helping you recall words without going blank mid-sentence. Here's a truth most don't know. After 65, your body starts absorbing B12 poorly. Even if you eat meat, eggs, or fish, your digestive system doesn't pull them in like it used to. B12 deficiency is more common than you'd think, and its symptoms often get mistaken for other issues. Do you forget things often? Feel an odd tingling in your hands or feet? Struggle to focus? Wake up exhausted despite sleeping? It's not always age. It could be a B12 shortage. Let me share a story that hit close to home. My lifelong friend George started worrying a few years ago. He'd forget words, mix up names, and sometimes stare off like he'd lost his train of thought. His family feared early dementia. He was convinced something serious was wrong. His daughter, concerned, took him to the doctor. Blood tests showed a clear result: a deep B12 deficiency. No Alzheimer's, nothing permanent, just a desperate need for a key nutrient. He started with weekly B12 shots, then switched to sublingual tablets. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Within months, George was back at his piano, cracking the same bad jokes as always. He was himself again. I tell you this with emotion. What seemed like the end was just his body sounding an alarm. B12 isn't made in the body. We get it from animal foods: meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. But as I said, with age, even a good diet might not be enough. That's why doctors often recommend supplements, or in severe cases, shots. Sublingual tablets, absorbed through the mouth, skip the digestive system and work well, safely, with medical guidance. My doctor said something that stuck: your memory needs food too. It's true, not all memory tricks are crosswords or brain games. Sometimes forgetfulness has a biological fix. If you felt mentally slow, disconnected, or drained, give B12 a chance. When your mind lights up again, everything else starts to make sense. Now, let's move to a vitamin that I didn't know I needed until my body screamed for it with cramps and sleepless nights. Magnesium. Okay, it's technically a mineral, not a vitamin, but it was as crucial as the others. Magnesium has a quiet power. It regulates muscles, nerves, and sleep. When it's low, things start to unravel. Here's what I went through. I'd wake up 3 or 4 times a night. Leg cramps hit so bad I'd pace the house like a ghost. I felt tense for no reason, my thoughts racing just when I wanted to rest. I wasn't alone. My neighbor Susan dealt with insomnia for years. She'd go to bed at 10, but by 1 a.m., she was staring at the ceiling. She'd toss, turn, get water, check the clock, nothing worked. The next day was a fight against exhaustion, irritability, and low energy. Then, on her granddaughter's advice, she tried magnesium. Nothing fancy, just a packet dissolved in water each night, 30 minutes before bed, paired with a light dinner, chamomile tea, and no TV. The first week, she slept poorly. The second, she made it to 4 a.m. By the third, she was sleeping like she hadn't in 20 years. Magnesium relaxes muscles, cuts spasms, aids recovery, and calms the nervous system. It also helps produce melatonin, the hormone that signals rest. Got leg cramps at night? Feel restless in bed? Wake up feeling like you fought your sheets? You might be low on magnesium, no disease required. Stress, low veggie intake, or just aging can cause it, as our guts absorb less. Today, you can find magnesium in capsules, powders, or blends with calming nutrients like lemon balm or theanine. I take a low dose at night, like a ritual for my body. Pro tip: pair it with a simple dinner, nothing heavy. Think broth, a boiled egg, rice, or veggies, then a valerian or chamomile tea, and finally magnesium. Your body will feel it like a gentle nudge to relax. At this age, good sleep isn't a luxury, it's medicine. If anxiety, pain, or tension is stealing your nights, try magnesium. You might find, like me, you don't need more sleep, just better sleep. Now, let's talk about something that changed how I think, feel, and move. Omega-3. Did you know this good fat is like a natural lubricant for your body? It's essential for your brain, heart, and joints. And after 70, it's pure gold. Take Anna, 81, a widow and lifelong artist whose home was once filled with paints and color. But she stopped painting, not because she wanted to, but because her mind felt off. She forgot color names, lost ideas, and felt her creativity fading, like her brain was in slow motion. Her doctor suggested something simple: daily omega-3. Not just for memory, but because her knees hurt, and she couldn't open jars without pain. 3 weeks later, Anna picked up her brushes again. She said with a childlike grin, "My head turned back on." I'm not surprised. Did you know that over 60% of your brain is fat? Not just any fat, but fatty acids like omega-3. Without them, your body can't make what it needs. Omega-3, especially EPA and DHA, is a natural anti-inflammatory, protecting neurons, boosting their communication, and shielding against aging's microdamage. It also supports your heart, lowers triglycerides, improves circulation, and guards against arrhythmias. Plus, it helps joints. When your body's inflamed inside, it hurts outside. Knees, wrists, and hips get stiff and slow. But with enough omega-3, that rust starts to ease. How do you get it? Eating fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or tuna twice a week is a great start. You can also add chia seeds, ground flax, or walnuts. If food isn't enough, go for high-purity, high-potency supplements. Look for ones listing EPA and DHA amounts, and check for purity certifications to avoid heavy metals like mercury. I take mine with breakfast, alongside vitamin D, and I notice clearer thoughts, steadier moods, and hands that don't ache opening jam jars. At this age, you don't want to run faster. You just want to move pain-free and think clearly. Omega-3s have been a blessing for that. Now, let's talk about a vitamin that seems basic but can make a huge difference when your body's not responding like it used to. Vitamin C. Yep, the one people think is just for colds. But let me tell you, vitamin C is way more. It's your body's silent shield. Take Tom, 78, who kept getting sick, colds, urinary infections, swollen gums, and a constant sense of low defenses. He thought it was just age. But one day, his daughter, a nutritionist, asked, "Are you taking vitamin C?" He laughed, saying he just ate some fruit now and then. She explained that after 70, your body's ability to absorb and use vitamin C drops, right when you need it most. Since starting 500 milligrams daily, Tom hasn't caught a cold, even in winter, and says his skin feels firmer, his gums less sensitive. It makes sense. Vitamin C doesn't just boost immunity, it helps form collagen, the protein holding up your skin, blood vessels, cartilage, and gums. It's also an antioxidant, fighting free radicals that age your cells. But here's the deal, not everyone needs the same dose. For older adults, 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily is usually enough. No need to overdo it. You can get it from citrus, oranges, tangerines, grapefruit, but also kiwi, red peppers, strawberries, or broccoli. Supplements work too. Pro tip: pair iron-rich foods like lentils or spinach with vitamin C to boost plant-based iron absorption. If you bruise easily, wounds heal slowly, or your gums bleed when brushing, your body might be begging for more vitamin C. I take it with breakfast, and my energy's steadier, my skin's less dry, and my body feels shielded. At this age, it's not just about healing, it's about preventing. Vitamin C's a top ally for that. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Now, we've reached the vitamin that shocked me most. Not for what it promised, but for what it did. Coenzyme Q10. Before you think it sounds like some lab jargon, let me explain. Q10 is something your body makes naturally, living in your cells, and its main job is energy, real, deep-down energy. Think of every cell as a tiny factory, with Q10 as the engine keeping it running. The problem. After 50, your natural Q10 production drops, and by 70, it's so low that many feel they can't climb a step. Here's a story that proves it. I know Jack, 92, who lives alone, loves reading the paper, and still cooks his meals. But a few years ago, stairs were so tough he thought his heart was failing. He tired fast, his legs hurt, and he slept too much. His cardiologist asked if he was on statins, those cholesterol meds many take. When Jack said yes, the doctor was blunt: you need Q10. Statins, while helpful, cut your body's Q10 production, leaving many feeling weak and listless. Jack started with 30 milligrams daily, then upped to 50. A month later, he was climbing stairs without gasping. He said, "I don't know if it's a placebo, but I swear it's the Q10." It wasn't a placebo. Science backs it. Q10 helps your heart beat stronger, muscles stay powerful, and your mind feel alert. Take it in the morning with breakfast, in soft gel form for better absorption. If you're over 70, on cholesterol meds, or feel drained, this might be your forgotten vitamin. It's not a magic wand, but it's a spark your body recognizes. As a doctor once told me, energy isn't magic, it's mitochondria. It's science, and it's within reach. Now that you know these 6 vitamins, you might wonder, where do I start? Do I need them all? Is it safe? Great questions. First, and non-negotiable, talk to your doctor. It sounds obvious, but many older folks start supplements on a friend's or video's advice without checking if they need them. These nutrients are natural, but that doesn't mean they're harmless if taken carelessly. If you're on heart meds or have kidney issues, some combos might not be safe. Your doctor can run a simple blood test, check your levels, and say, "You're low on this," or "You don't need that." Second, choose wisely. Not all supplements are equal. Some brands are legit, others sell mixes of 20 things you don't need. Look for products from reputable labs with purity certifications, ideally doctor recommended. A good supplement doesn't need flashy names or glow-in-the-dark packaging. It needs to be honest. Third, be consistent. This is everything. Vitamins aren't like painkillers that work in 30 minutes. They're like water on a plant. You don't see it daily, but with time, your body feels it. I always say supplements aren't miracles. They're smart habits. Get organized. Use a weekly pill box if needed. Set reminders. Decide if you'll take them with breakfast, lunch, or before bed, depending on the vitamin. And, of course, pair it with good food. Vitamins won't help if you eat poorly or skimp on water. Taking a capsule is more than a habit. It's self-love. We're at the end, but this could be your new beginning. Today, we covered 6 silent allies that gave me back vitality, clarity, and zest for life. Not because they're magic, but because even at 70, 80, or 90, your body responds when you treat it right. Let's recap. Vitamin D, which strengthened my bones and mood. B12, which lit up my memory. Magnesium, which restored sleep I thought was gone forever. Omega-3, which smoothed my thoughts and joints. Vitamin C, which made me feel tougher, stronger. And Q10, the inner spark that reignited my mornings. See, it's not about living longer, it's about living better, no matter your age. I'm 90 and walk like I'm 40. Not because I'm special, but because I decided I was still worth caring for. If I could reclaim my energy, so can you. Maybe not with these exact vitamins, maybe not in this order, but with the same resolve. Your body's still here, still breathing, still beating, still hungry for life. Don't give up on it. We've reached the end, but this could be the start of something new for you. Today, I shared how 6 powerful vitamins, vitamin D, B12, magnesium, omega-3, vitamin C, and coenzyme Q10, gave me back my energy, clarity, and joy at 90 years old. I'm walking proof that your body can thrive at any age with the right care. So, tell me, What's one thing you've learned from this video? Maybe it's a vitamin you want to explore or a habit you'll start. Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you'll put this into practice. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips to live better every day. See you next time. Keep nourishing your life.